What's up, everyone? So, with you with another installment at Ohio Fish Rescue. See, we've got this 4x8 sheet of Luan here. That's to fix the bottom of that dog bone to make up the gap. I went ahead and epoxy coated it with this same paint that we now have on this tank. Now, if you look at this tank in here, it now has 3 coats. Looks super nice. It's got to go ahead and cure for about 7 to 10 days. So by the end of next week, we should be good to go. But look at this, got a nice candy coat on it. Everything's coated, looking great. And that means at the end of next week or so, or the beginning of the week after, we can go ahead and start installing the windows. How cool is that? But I got some bloodworms in my hand for the baby rays. So we're gonna go ahead and clean out the old gunk. What I do every day. So I leave a bunch of food in there overnight for them to, graze on. And then they get fed every morning and throughout the day. Throw in a couple of pellets for them. Bam. So there we have it. The rays are all growing, eating, growing, doing great. So they're going to keep on continuing on, and they should start funneling out here in the next couple of days or so. Okay, we still have not a lot of action on this girl. The babies are moving, so we are still checking every day for babies, not only in this tank, but also in this tank up here. So there is some girls up here that are having some action going on. We've seen the babies move on her the other day, and some of these girls are big and ready to drop here soon. So we have the cage already set up. They'll be in the other side. But in the meantime, we got to get all this stuff cleaned up, cleaned out, and ready to get this place looking great again. We have the background for this tank. I have not heard from them, so like I said, if I don't hear back, we're just going to go ahead and move on and get the glass installed in this tank the same time that we have the glass installed in this tank here. Okay, so if you guys remember, we still have the old 3000 right there. My dad wants to go ahead and fix her up, so we got to pull off this end board. This is where our leak came from, so we got to pull this end board completely off, and then we'll go ahead and replace it. We'll make the repairs on the inside, then we'll have a 3,000 gallon tank right here on the inside. What I want to do for my plan, we have the tortoise enclosure up there. We want to extend that, make that 20 by 10. I want to take this, put it on its bottom and put it right here and make it a native tank outdoors. That would be awesome, because in here we have, we still got some stuff to sell and move out of here, but this 2,000 gallon tank right here, it's been kind of covered up. We didn't get to fixing it this year, so that'll be next year's project. We're going to go ahead and make that the koi tank. So we could have the native tank outside. Right here underneath this blanket is a 550 gallon tank. How cool is that? But we have all this stuff that we're just trying to get rid of cheap. Have this nice bow front tank. It does have a leak in it, but I've got a bunch of just smaller tanks that we're just trying to move right now because we just need the room. So we're just trying to clear all this stuff out and get this place looking better now. Okay, and then coming in here, it'll be nice to get this place cleaned up even more. With this dog bone being complete, we'll get it back on its stand. I'll get that resealed, which means we can get rid of a bunch of this crap over here. And then with the tanks being done, that means we can go ahead and move these pacu back out. Then we can take this pool and use it for the sump. So things are happening around here. It's just way slower than we anticipated, but onwards and upwards, always at the rescue. Everyone, let's get a little update on this Peroon shark. The smallest Peroon had a bite on him. He's now healed back up, and He actually ate again the other day, so he is doing phenomenal. Been a long time coming, but it's nice to see projects coming too. That 550 outside that I just showed you guys about, we got to take this tank, turn it sideways, and we're going to put that 550 right here. So that's one of our next goals. That means we're going to lose this 240 right here, but that is a-okay because we are replacing it with a 550. We got the Bellagios looking great up here. We've got, you know, the flow back to them, so these guys are nice and clean and clear. So we are on day 5 of curing. I mean, look at this stuff. You can see where I just pulled it up on top of here. I did a very nice thick coat. You can see where it was welded through. It was stitch welded. But here, this is down in that crevice. I took the wire wheel and then I just gobbled it up in paint. So there is no gap whatsoever. This stuff is so slick and smooth. But let's look in here at these welds. You guys can just see now this. Actually, let me get in here and show you a bit more. So you guys know we have the panel for each side and the front viewing. Now I designed these so the glass is going to sit on this lip and it'll adhere to the front glass here. So this is actually holding up the weight. So when we install this window, it sits on that lip and then we just have to prop it up against the back wall and bam, put in a board down there pushing some pressure onto this window and it's going to seal it like a picture frame. So it is your strongest type of seal when it comes to glass. You're not just relying on the silicone bead. Your silicone is just sealing the glass in here. We have 4, windows going in. As I said, they are sitting outside. But look at this. We actually coated this. This is that angle iron, and I try to smooth it out as much as possible. So you don't see, the welds per se. It is now just a candy coat of this epoxy over the outside. And then you see right here, I have this channel. This is where we can, if we want to, stick a divider down in here, and you can have raised sectioned off. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bays. What I want to do, you guys see this? A little bit of section here. This is about 10 inches or so. So I want to be able to make a box. It fits in here with 2 little clamps that come up on top, sit on each corner, front and back. Now you have this big open bay that you can have raised sitting up in here, which is mainly for the moms right when they're about to give birth. So you can feed them every day, make sure they're getting the nourishment that they want, and that'll be good. You don't got to worry about catching the babies out. They'll be in this small little area. This tank was designed and made for our rays. So that means that 2200 is going to open up for more fish. What we're going to put in there, I don't know. It first started off life as the Platinum Albino tank. That was cool. And we transitioned it into the rays. Who knows? Maybe I'll get my modest back and we'll grow one out in there and leave that as tank for life. That could be the tigerfish tank. I don't know. That is still to be determined. But like I did for this tank here, I do have this. I would have to get some 52-inch tanks and set them up on each end, or like a 110 on each end or something like that. But for now, I think this is going to house the filtration for each tank, and they're just going to sit above. So projects are coming together. I got to run up and grab some more of this black paint and touch up paint. Get the front face going. I think I'm going to leave the tops and the insides all blue. So leave this all blue because I painted the top black over here, and I don't really necessarily know if I like this as much as just leaving it blue. So next time I paint, I could come back and touch this front back up with blue just to make it match this. I just think this looks a lot cleaner. If I get this line super close right here, it's going to look nice. But we still have this side to paint black, and the back to paint black. So once we get that finished up, we'll be good to go. Look at that big girl. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for all these pups to drop. It is going to be like a domino effect. That girl is big right there too. Holy cow. Those babies were just moving. Oh my goodness. It's hard to tell even which one I'm looking at. That girl's actually a bit bigger right there, but I was just looking at her and I seen the babies jumping on her back. So the biggest thing in this tank is making the pups go to full, you know, maturity before the parents have an abortion, which that's why we kind of designed this tank here, so the moms can be up there and go to full term without aborting. There might be a little too much commotion in here because we have had a few miscarriages here on the rays. We're hoping it does not happen this time, but we shall see. And check this guy out up here. This is a short body doveye, and I'm really taking a liking to him. There goes my hand next to him. He is a big boy. You guys remember the last big one we had? We ended up not hanging on to him, but something tells me I should hang on to this guy. Not sure what tank I want to try him in, but he is just ready to come out of quarantine. And then we'll have this open back up. But we have a ton of fish available for adoption right now. We have red-tailed cat. We have big lungfish. We have iridescent shark, Niger catfish, which they're still finishing up with quarantine. We got a bunch of community fish down there, tetras, mollies, smaller red-tailed cat. Here's a vieja. There's some tinfoil barbs. Oh, look at this guy. This is a labial black shark. Now, this is a pretty big one. He's like 22, 24 inches long. This guy is a force to be reckoned with. These things are straight up cold hard killers. If I put him in another tank, I believe he would start picking off fish. Some people get them to cohab, but I've seen one of these guys at 30 inches long take out a 5-6 foot long arapaima. These things are just relentless, and they will go after just about anything. But a very neat looking fish. We got to figure out what we are doing with this guy. And while we're over here, look at this. The Bellagios are looking impeccable again. All the fish are doing great in here. We did just add in from quarantine these type of tinfoil barb with the black streaks on them. There were 2 of them. And there's one there. Where's the other one? I gotta find him. I don't see him. He's in here somewhere. It's so hard to find some of these guys. Sometimes they're hiding behind the coral. There he is. There goes one. And I lost the other one. Was that the same one? I don't know. They're in here though. But those guys are super cool. There we go. There goes 1 and 2. So we added them to the Bellagio. I did add in the red spots over dollars just because I am a sucker for them. But next time we have to drain this tank, I think I'm going to take out the Leporanus and all of these little hybrid cichlids and go ahead and get rid of these guys. These are a hybrid between a red shoulder Severum and a polar parrot, which is a very, very odd combination, but some of these guys do look cool. There we go. Look at him. There might be like two or three I'll hang on to just because I want to see what they develop into, like this guy here. And then I have one leucistic one, or gold, or marble, whatever you want to call it. But the rest of them, I don't need 20 of them in here that look like this. Eventually they're going to get big enough and start fin nipping and stuff. Look at this chocolate cichlid in here. Absolutely love this guy, my thread fin. This is one that I personally bred. Look at the coloration on that guy. Holy cow. So this is a wide bar Schimberke with red spots. So you can see he's got the blue hook as the Schimberke, the wide bar, but them red dots are just magnificent. I am so proud that I can say that I bred that fish, because normally they don't look like that. That is so cool. That is, you know, about 15 years of Ohio Fish Rescue's work right there. Look at that guy too. He's not a thread fin, but I like him too. That's another one that I bred. Well, there's all different sorts of cool stuff in here. Then we go down to the African cichlid tank, and it is back to sparkling clean. I can actually put more flow through these tanks, but I have to go and cut this pipe and redo the drain pipe, which I'm not going to do that until after we recoat this sump, because this is going to have to come down. Both those sumps are going to have to come down and come out. So we'll go ahead and get that done, recoat this, hook back up, then I'll replumb in another discharge here and come over. We'll hook in the 4 barrels here, so there will actually be more biological filtration on this whole system in this first room, so the water will get even cleaner and clearer. I might take the 2200, pump more water through it, pump it back to this sump. I want to figure out how I want to plumb in both of these tanks here. I know my dad brought up the idea of trenching this and installing the pipes inside of the trench, which on the surface that is a great idea, but the problem with that is this is basically a one-way slab. For those of you who aren't, you know, structural engineers, you might not know what that means, but this is essentially a one-piece slab, and it is overground, and it is, you know, hooked into the footer on the outside with reinforcement bars running, you know, diagonal and horizontal. So as soon as you go and you cut into this slab, it is no longer acting as a single slab. You're now cutting it, and it's 2 independent slabs. To be able to get this trench drain to work properly, you'll probably have to take this out probably about 12 inches or so, and then you're going to have to dig down, reinforce, tie into the slab on each side, and you really do this up with a lot of reinforcement to be able to get this to work. Because think about it, that slab's on ground reinforced right now, and it's working perfectly. It was designed to a T. We have, you know, 2,200 gallons, 4,400, 1,000. You know, you keep going around this room and adding up the weight that's on this slab. The second you cut that, the slab will shift. And over time, you might get some settlements where now your tanks are starting to lean and drop. So this really needs to be done right if we want to do it that way. The other option is, hey, we build a little like step platforms where we get the 2-inch pipe under. You might not want to do 3-inch pipe. You could do 2 and just run multiple, and give us like a gang or a raceway to run all of our piping. Can take everything out of the 2200, the 750, the 3500, the 3000 now, and basically run it over here and build a ramp up to where, yeah, you walk up to a little ramp, you have a ramp down. This would all be covered like a little, you know, 4-inch deck, and bam, you would build it all the way over to here and just ramp down wherever the piping is not, so nobody can trip over it, nobody can fall over it. I think that would be our easiest option right now, because me as a structural engineer thinking about trying to cut this trench all the way from down there all the way to here, bam, and over. And then, yes, you guys brought up the idea of don't cover it over in concrete in case something ever happens or breaks. Now, I can make a counterpoint to that, is I can design this well enough. You don't have to use Schedule 40. You can actually use Schedule 80, which is much thicker. You don't use small pocket connectors. you use actual deep pocket, so your connections will never break. And then if you know, cover it over right, you can cover this over and not have to deal with it. But you know, a grate would be cool and would be accessible. But then you're then having to cut this back. You're having to install, you know, angle iron and grating over it. And that is a very tedious job. I install them all the time at work. I design them. And man, oh man, do you have to do that properly, or else you're going to get something messing up down the road. You get some water in there, that freeze thaw action, whatever you, however you want to take it. There's many different things that can go wrong. Look at that arapaima. He is getting so big. He is almost ready for that monster pond. Look at this big boy. Oh my goodness, that's my hand next to him. So you remember just a few months ago, this guy was a little, you know, 16-inch arapaima living in this tank here. And now he is a 30-inch monster. He is looking for food, trying to eat my hand. Oh my goodness, absolutely love that guy. And it'll be nice to have some arapaima back in the monster pond. Oh, look at that guy. Look at this barramundi. No luck with him ever changing back. I don't think he ever will. But you can still see he's got the, you know, sheen to do his eyes. His eyes are not black. He does have, you know, the pink or red eyes, whatever you want to call it. Unlike, you know, the other fish, like he's got a black eye. You can tell he's got like a gloss to it, but you look in there, it's black. You look in his, it's pink. But things are coming along, coming to get together. And here in the next 5 days, this coating will be completely ready, and I will start installing the windows. I'm probably going to start small, do each of the end windows, and then come in with the ends, and bam. And then if I don't hear back from these background people, it's all, you know, hands on deck. We're going to get this one in. So potentially, you'll see 1, 2, and 3 tanks set up all at the same time. How freaking cool is that? So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you in the next one. As always, stay fishy, my friends.